So you probably heard about the big physics changes to Gran Turismo 7, and I'm someone who's played Gran Turismo 7 a lot since launch, all over the game, tried hundreds of different cars combinations. I've seen the physics change before, and I'm going to let you know what this means for you, what this means for your driving style. Basically, what's the way to be fast with the new Gran Turismo 7 physics. At the moment, an FF car, Peugeot RCZ Group 4. A lot of people don't like driving the FF cars because they're very understeery. But to be honest, I think the new physics in many ways are a little bit understeery. And this is something I've grappled with a lot in the past about Gran Turismo 7. Gran Turismo 7 feels more alive when you have more oversteery physics. When you have the more understeery physics, four-wheel drive cars start driving it as well. The MR cars, you can't really get the back out. I know the MR cars are faster now, but I don't think that's because of the physics change. I think they've just generally been buffed. So if you can drive smoothly and you can avoid getting the car into these sort of oversteery moments, then naturally you can conserve quite a lot of pace in Gran Turismo 7, and an FF car is just a really good place to start for that. You can see here I'm trying to be very, very, very smooth with my lines. It would be the same if I was driving a all-wheel drive car as well, four-wheel drive car. But with the FF cars, because everything is going through the front, the power is going through the front, the braking, the turning, you have to be so incredibly smooth. Think about a corner like this coming up at Alsace. This is where you really want a lot of manoeuvrability, but you just don't have it in the FF car, so you have to be patient. You can't assume the car is going to be able to pivot as you want. Coming in now to a very, very, very tricky corner here, kind of a off-centered entry point where you need to just try and manipulate the car to turn. And then as soon as you get on the power, you get the understeer as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try a lot of different cars, and I'm going to let you know exactly what's going on with the physics. Let's do it. So we're going to start here with the Corvette C7. Very difficult car to drive in the game. Rear-wheel drive, front-engine car. And this is a great example because if I drive how I would have driven on the old physics and sort of dump the throttle here, the back end's going to come round. You can see the back end comes round. It's very unsettled. So we need to keep this car in an understeery state. We need to keep it in a more neutral position and not allow it to do that. If we drive it in an understeery way, we're actually going to be faster. So I'll show you exactly what I mean. Let's go. So I'm going to show you here how to keep this car in a bit more of a neutral state. So we're going to open up this corner, you can see, opening it up, getting on the brake. See, we're pitching it on the brake, which is fine. It's more the power that we're concerned about. And now you can see I'm actually going to do a few lifts when I feel like the car's going to just break out. And then we're going to go over here. It's going to be a 17.1, which is going to get us the gold medal. So you can see there, rather than under the old physics, just sort of keep my foot on the throttle, which would have meant the car went outside sort of its handling comfort zone. You can see I just eased it back, let the car straighten up, when again eased it back. So you have to be a bit more, you have to pay more attention actually to what you're doing here. Probably see actually the ways I'm going to lift off. So we come here, get off the brake, pitch the car on the brake a little bit, which is fine. That's not so much affected by this new physics. But you can see here, just as it starts to pivot past the horizon, ease off. Again, it's going to pivot. Just sort of ease off or time a gear change. Let's try it in a different car now. Let's try and go to an MR car, which are very difficult cars to handle. Let's see. Right, this is the perfect example. This is a Ferrari F430 mid-engine car. And actually, surprisingly, I think we're going to find this is going to be a bit understeery. So we're going to come in here. And you can see, yeah, it's just sort of wallowing. I know we're on sports hard tyres, but it's a little bit weird, the physics in the new update, the 1.31 update. So I'm going to try and induce this a little bit more by manipulating the brake to actually turn in a little bit to the left and then to the right. So here we go. So I'm going to come off the brake now, time it, and here off the brake. And now we're going to punch it. It might actually get a track limit. Oh, I was going to get a track limit, so I went a bit wide. Let's try that again. I'm just trying to like lift off the brake and pitch the car. The physics are just, they are actually quite different than they used to be. So here we go. See, off the brake, pitching it. Off the brake, pitching it. And somehow we did not get a track limit penalty for that, and it's going to be a 14.5, so it's going to be the gold medal. So this car before, I think, would have just been a lot easier to just sort of like flick it in, pirouette it, flick it out. But for some reason, it just feels more understeery. So this is a very, very, very weird car. So let's try a new one anyway. So here we go. This is a Nissan Skyline R34 iconic car, four-wheel drive car. And I have to say, under the new physics, these are my favorite cars to drive at the moment. I just find them so balanced, kind of predictable in what to do, and that allows me to have more fun. They behave as I imagine they should. I know what's going to happen if I lift off. Going to get a little bit more rotation. We're going to see here, going to try and brake in a straight line, lifting off, feeding in the power. You can see the wheels starting to bite. The force feedback is so much better than the new physics. It's unreal. We're going to go over here, over the line. It's going to be a 30.4. And just these cars are four-wheel drive cars. We saw with the Corvette that the back end wanted to come around so much, we sort of had to restrict the way to drive in that. We saw with the F430 that, to me, it behaved a little bit unusually for an MR car. But this car, as a four-wheel drive car, which is so balanced. So my recommendation at the moment is, if you can drive a four-wheel drive car, these I think are going to be the best sort of training starter cars to drive. And then if you can drive like this and sort of manipulate it, then you'll be able to have fun with the FR cars. The MR cars, I think, require a little bit of a different driving style, and I have to do a new video for that. By the way, if you enjoyed this video, to help you, please make sure you like, make sure you subscribed. Massively helps me out. I only do this in my spare time. But you see the way here is I was able to just sort of pivot the car in the Skyline, get it to lose that grip, kind of go sideways on the tarmac and then re-grip. That's something I do a lot in iRacing, I do in ACC, and now I feel like I can do it in GT7 as well. So here we go, new physics, new stuff about stability. Really hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you've got any questions, any other thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video.